Can't breathe. Can't breathe. Can't. Tell your employers this is untenable. You cannot continue to do this. You're destroying our environment, destroying your neighborhood.
I'm 78 years old and I can't sleep ever since 5:30 in the morning. The boss is coming 5:30 in the morning here. And I got tenants here and I can't rent.
Can't take it anymore.
Shame!
Won't take it
Selfish isn't
anymore.
smart!
Will not take it.
Lots of shame! Imperial!
Selfish isn't smart.
Mission Dolores is, of course, the birthplace of San Francisco, and it really is the starting point for us for this 8-month reporting project that you all have on your chairs. And if you don't have it on your chairs, we have some extra copies that you can get on your way out. But we decided to do 8 months of reporting on what exactly the change was that was happening here. It's ground zero for so much of the change that's happening in the community. And I don't know if this bugs you all, but it really bugs me when I read about that in other publications based on the East Coast. And we are here and we're living it all the time. And we really thought it was so important to bring some nuance to the story because, of course, the first people here were not Americans, they were Native Americans. Then a new group of people came into the Mission District, and then a new group after that. And now we're seeing change yet again. And I think the thing that I really want everybody to get out of this is that change is constant, but if as a community we can discuss it in an intelligent and rational way, we're going to be better off for it.
I'm not sure that I have a direct answer to the moratorium question, but we at UC Berkeley are doing a 2-year study on gentrification and displacement across the Bay Area, so in the 9-county region. And the ripple effect is not just in San Francisco rippling into Oakland. I mean, we're seeing it as far as rising rents in Antioch, in Concord, in San Jose, in Redwood City. We're seeing evictions. We're seeing this across the Bay Area. And what happens in the Mission, and in this way, I think, to think regionally is important, does impact all these places. We're doing a case study in Concord, where we know that there's just been, a spike in evictions, and landlords are telling us that, well, we've evicted all of our low-income tenants, and mostly Latino tenants, because we are close to the BART, and we are making way for the laptop crowd.
Now it's like between the place, the park, and then
What's happening?
How you doing?
Bay Area, man.
And I am tired of hearing everything we've heard today. It's all great, it's all doable, but it hasn't happened. I work for MEDA, Mission Economic Development Agency, and every day I see people coming to us who've been evicted, who have no money to move, who are living in the streets or living in subhuman condition. Every day I see families who are torn apart because their businesses are failing. Child care providers who have to move because everybody wants to live in the Mission. And they can't afford to take care of the kids anymore because they have to move to 1 room or 2 rooms. And so every day people are are leaving and losing what little dignity they have. And I can't stand it anymore. My 68 years are almost over, and I want to see some change in this city that I love. I want to see some parity for low-income people, for women, for men, for people who deserve some dignity in their life. These are hardworking people. They're not asking for anything, but they need a decent place to live. They need good schools for their children. They need food on their table, and they need an education.
Gwendolyn Westbrook, I am the CEO, Chief Executive Officer for the United Council of Human Services, also known as Mother Brown. This organization has been here for 30 years. I have been the CEO for 16 years now. Well, Bayview at one point had the highest number of homes occupied by African Americans, owned and occupied by African Americans. As our race got older, they either would sell their house, leave it to their kids who sold the house, and that's how this whole thing got started. Now there isn't that many African Americans left in Bayview like it was back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s when I was coming up. But it's getting worse than it is. Now it is getting a lot worse than it was. So it has always been a focus to move African Americans out of the city, out of Bayview. It would have the largest number of home ownership by African Americans was here, right here in Bayview. So as generations died on, grandparents, parents started to pass on, the younger set of people did not want to keep the property. They wanted to expand and go out. So we more than likely, we started with over 90,000 people out in San Francisco, and we are down a lot. And they're still moving out now more by force than by the clientele that we have here in this neighborhood. The residents can't afford really to get housing because it costs so much.